Oh no.
Yeah, I'm coming around.
I'm already seeing an issue.
It's the arrogance dragon.
It failed.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we're taking a look at a $700 gaming setup from Wally World.
So what we have right here is a setup from Wally World, Walmart, featuring a PC, keyboard, mouse, and speakers. No monitor this time, but it is a custom-built computer from My Technology Geeks, a company that we've bought a lot of very strange, like, office PCs from, the ones with all the crazy RGB and stuff, and yeah, this one's a custom build. Is it worth the money? We're about to find out, but first, a word from today's sponsor. Are you tired of your unactivated Windows install on your gaming PC? Well, today's video sponsor, GVG Mall, has you covered. GVG Mall is an online marketplace to gain access to really awesome discounted game keys, and more specifically, as we mentioned, Windows 10 licenses.
It is incredibly easy to get your Windows 10 or 11 activation key from GVG Mall. Just use code TB20 to get a special discount, and then all you have to do is take that code, put it into Windows, and boom, you have an activated Windows copy.
We have been working with GVG Mall for several years now, and we love the reliability of all the products they have to offer, so be sure to check the link in the description down below. Use code TB20 to save on your next purchase of a Windows key or other product from GVG Mall.
So yes, this PC is a full setup, or almost a full gaming setup, because normally they would come with the monitor. My guess is MTG probably decided, well, there's a lot of people that already have a monitor or they have a TV they want to plug into, so they don't really want like one of their cheap, you just like a 22-inch, very glossy, very cheap monitor. So this is probably to appeal to that audience rather than making it like $800 or $900 with the monitor in a much bigger box. They said, let's just make this a little bit cheaper. I'm excited to dive into it. Not really sure what to expect, honestly, because I don't know if you've ever checked out a custom build from MTG. It's just always these really random optiplexes.
That is a lot different compared to upgrading an optiplex. And the specs in this thing are pretty solid. We got an RX 580 and a 4th gen i7 and i7 4770. A little bit older, but for $700, do you have something that you can get, plug and play, and be good to go? We're gonna open it up and see.
My Technology Geek. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the But anyways, yeah, we're opening up the $700 gaming setup from Walmart, or more importantly, we should just say MTG at this point. They're all over Amazon, they're on Newegg, they're on Walmart. I really think they're on like every major retailer. And yeah, we've really only checked out like their optiplexes, and we have seen some of their peripherals already. Like these speakers are already very familiar. I know we've seen those before. This box is starting to become memorizable as well. Oh, it came with a webcam.
Oh, a webcam, nice.
Wow, I didn't even know and it has a power button. A webcam with a power button, or maybe that's just a power LED. This is already getting freaky. Keyboard mouse combo, that is their brand. Like it is just a membrane keyboard. Does have a DPI switch on the mouse.
They really went for the effort of just putting a lot of products in there, not a lot of like packing.
Looks like we're good. So we get like kind of like a knockoff lightweight mouse. I will say it is lightweight, but it's like cheap lightweight. Like you can tell this thing is just raw plastic. But I mean, it's a very basic keyboard. It's not cracked though. I will say, I think, how many, we had like 2 or 3 MTG items show up where they had keyboards and mice and they were just totally shattered.
Unlike our laptop reviews, we'll actually have to do a webcam test.
Yeah, will we forget? Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm assuming that's just an LED indicator, or it actually has like a capacitive touch. I highly doubt it. It looks like these could be LEDs. Then we actually have some speakers. They are 20 watt. They have light touch control, which I feel like I do actually remember it being like a cool capacitive touch.
Why do they look very similar to the ones that we use for our headphones?
Where's our headphones at? Let's compare. Yep, they literally are.
Yeah, the buttons are there.
Literally, so this is a exact replica that just has their logo on it.
They got the same OEM.
Case seems like it's gonna just be like their branding, which that's the one thing about this company that's really weird to me is like, I don't really know like how big they are in maybe other countries, but they have a lot of their own branding, which normally really isn't worth it unless like you're a pretty big brand. Yeah. But I've noticed almost everything they sell, like even their own like SSDs and crap like that.
Companies and putting their like stickers on here, like case badges.
I am glad that they did put it on the inside. That part's kind of cool.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm coming around.
I'm already seeing an issue.
Ooh, that cooler does not look like it's in good shape. Matt and I have instantly noticed is the cooler looks very unmounted.
I will say, the listing picture, which was like a weird graphic, the cooler looked crooked in that too. And McAllister can show the picture on screen here.
I mean, dude, that's like...
It does look crooked, but I think this one is just...
Oh, it's one of
those that has just heat pipes.
They might have just bent it to make it fit over top of the RAM.
That's what
I honestly think that's what they did. I mean, it feels like when I'm moving it, the actual heat pipes are bending. Weird flex. But anyways, we have this is not a true 580. Like it is, but it isn't. This is actually the 580 8 gig 2048 stream processor. So it's a dumbed down 580. You're getting 8 gigs of VRAM. Yes, that's great, but it performs more like a 570 in truth. So that is something to keep in mind. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they tricked us. I don't know if they disclosed that it was one of those 580s. But know, you are getting a little bit less performance. You really can't get a new 580 nowadays anyways. Like, you can't really get a new Fortune i7 either. RAM-wise, it looks like we have some of that new, I'm assuming that's what this is, some of that new Team Group stuff maybe?
Or it's MTG.
It is MTG, but yeah, it looks like the same stuff Team Group sells. 8 gigs, so 16 gigs total, 1600 megahertz, so yeah. The board is obviously a pretty cheap board. It's I'm not even capping, it is an Arrogance Dragon board.
All right, wait, hold up. Let me get.
It is an Arrogance Dragon H81.
We gotta crank the ISO.
I don't, maybe, I don't want to assume things. Maybe that's like a good name brand that I've never heard of, but it's the Arrogance Dragon. But yeah, the case though, I guess, is it a Game Max case maybe?
I think it's Game Max. The cooler is Game Max too. I saw the logo on there.
And I'm assuming the power supply is probably gonna be
Game Max. That green connector makes me think Game Max.
Actually, wow, the back was like, I was able to use my hands. So it's a 450 watt. It looks like it's probably not rated. It is 60 hertz, 50 hertz, so it can do 115 or 230. It looks, and it does actually have a red switch in the back to change it, which I do appreciate for the other countries. Okay, all in all, I mean, the build looks like it showed up in good shape. We should try to turn it on real quick. Let's see how it sounds, make sure all the fans and all the RGB's working.
Okay, it's on. And it's, yeah, everything's synced up.
It's quiet.
It's very quiet. That cooler just weirds me out with how like tilted it is.
Hey, nonetheless though, it seems like we got a working build. So what we'll probably go ahead and do is I'm gonna find all these grommets that I have, like literally every single one.
They went all over there's one down there.
You know what, maybe they're just meant to stay off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get some games installed in this. We'll make sure we have the temps up and everything. We're gonna put the panels back on too, so we can get like an accurate test, and we'll go from there.
This is normally when we were benchmarking, but we had a whole series of issues. You'll see a bunch of them on screen right here. We were trying to install stuff and what wouldn't work, Windows updates wouldn't work, Overwatch crashed, and now we were trying to do a fresh Windows reinstall because that's like the obvious answer, right? We're getting this issue right here.
And we realized too, by the way, we're very sorry. I didn't even go over the storage because like I just didn't obviously see it. And now that like, so it says, it just says 1 terabyte SSD. So clearly they have named whatever storage device is in it to 1 terabyte SSD. It could even be a hard drive for all we know, but I doubt it. And I'm gonna get this graphics card out because I don't see any SATA cables unless there's a hidden one. It could be under the card. So I'm almost wondering if maybe this board, since it is a really weird board, I'm not gonna call it any names, but you never know where this chipset came from or how new or old it is, but I have a theory that maybe they added an M.2 slot on this board.
It just probably wasn't meant to actually hold a drive like that, and that's probably what the problem is. You can see on screen here, we were able to reboot it after a crash in Overwatch, but the screen looked almost like the GPU went bad, and there's the SSD.
I'm pretty confident NVMe should not have been able to, they only should have had SATA protocol back then. We're gonna get this one out.
Yeah, at this point, we're kind of disappointed. This is the first time my Technology Geek product is actually, you know, kind of been a mess.
Yeah, and you know, normally if you were a customer, you probably just would have sent it back by now. It's not really, most people wouldn't go out of their way to do all this work. They would just go, it's not working, I don't know what to do, I need to send it back. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab another, because this is definitely NVMe, I'm gonna grab an actual, I just noticed the space, my Techno Logi Geeks.
Logi
Geeks. But I'm gonna go grab a 512 gig Team Group drive, and we're gonna give that a go.
We tried the SATA SSD, and that did not show up, which is right here.
Oh, I say, where'd it go?
There's SATA SSD. But now we have the NVMe drive in there, a Team Group NVMe. It was the MP33, and that seems to be working so far. Jackson doesn't have a mic on, but it failed. It failed. So what we're gonna do, last ditch effort, I got this guy right here, little Lexar 2.5 inch drive. I mean, if that doesn't work, then yeah, we're reaching out to the seller, we're gonna deal with that later and just kind of deem this kind of a failure because, wow, look at that. Skill. It failed again with the 2.5 inch SSD. At this point, we're just gonna deem this not working and we'll probably reach out to the seller or see. Since we bought this from Walmart, I'm wondering how the return policy will work, if we end up getting our money back or not, because this thing is kind of a brick at this point. It's not really working great, but we'll at least show you what the webcam looks like. And from there, we'll just kind of, you know, wrap this video up real quick.
So this is the webcam test. It's not doing good in this environment.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it's about environment.
Wait, let me step out. Maybe it's my hoodie.
You're just such a bright personality.
I'm such a bright personality. That's what they say about me. Hopefully the audio sounds okay too.
I'm deeply uncomfortable.
Are you?
All right, guys, we just got done not benchmarking this PC. And yeah, it was definitely a disappointment. We've had stuff like this happen before. Normally we're able to fix it though. Normally we're able to throw in a new drive, take out one of the sticks of RAM and fix it. But every single error we were getting was really just pointing to like, hey, you might have a bad install, you might have a bad drive. We tried like 4 different USB installs that were all different build dates. We tried 3 different forms of storage and nothing we could really get to work would actually work. So we believe that there's an issue with like maybe the motherboard or the RAM, or it really could be anything at this point.
It could be such a weird board that maybe they have some way of installing Windows on this thing, and when they did that, it just didn't work properly. But at the end of the day, what we're gonna do is reach out to customer support, see where that goes. But for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna say you might want to be a little hesitant when picking this thing up. The issue may not happen to you. I like to preface that because it could have been just a one-off thing. But the fact that it showed up and had those blue screening issues, had some weird issues where the drives didn't show up and stuff like that, you do have to be a little bit hesitant when purchasing this PC from a place like Walmart. But if you want to look at it yourself, check the link down below. You can dive into Walmart and see some other ones from MTG or My Technology Geek. But yeah, it wasn't a really good experience.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Now over at PC Bros, we make PCs similarly priced to this. We make ones way more expensive, we make them way cheaper, and we have some really good customer support because problems like this do happen from time to time. And I can tell you that within a few hours, we typically respond back to you if you have any problem.
PCBros.tech, we sell gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and so much more. If you use code TOASTYBROS2 on checkout, you'll save 2% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Peace out.
Now we'll do another version. We're like, okay, so now we have the computer here. We're gonna